Welcome back to a Game of Thrones, the final Valyrian house here, House Valane, in, under the Storm King specifically. Last episode, we had a very fun, action-packed adventure with Targaryen invasions. We had the Conquest of Dawn as well. This time around, we're just going to go for a nice old walk. I don't know what this button is. I don't know what mod adds it. Like I said, full mod list is in the description if you're interested. We're just going to see what happens. Sneak out and have some fun. Let's go out. It is peace, and you decide to disguise yourself to go out. When you stroll through the streets, you can smell something from a weird alley. Weird from a small alley, but you also hear a loud voice ahead. Where do we go? I mean, I'm a big fan of following weird smells in alleys. I don't know about you guys. I will go ahead. The voices sound foreign. I would rather look for a quiet place to find some rest. Or, it is not safe enough outside without my guards. What's this smell? I have to find out. Does it smell strange in an alley? That's always... Oh, good God. In front of you, it's a very small shop. A customer is loudly complaining about the high prices, and you can smell... chemical substances a pyromancer would use. You enter the shop and a pale old man with glassy eyes greets you. I want to look at your fine wares. I like the alchemy. I offer you patronage and your own workshop. Oh, okay. We lose 50 gold. We gain 30% chance of gaining fire obsessed, which is awesome because that opens up a lot of doors for us. 30% chance of gaining trusting, which is horrible. What is this? Don't sell your foul magic here. Leave. We can also kick him out and gain some piety with the church for obviously getting rid of this fairly heretical old man there. What happens if we say I want to look at... I mean, I would like to hire him as well, but we obviously don't have the gold for that. And with the upkeep on Summerhall being pretty atrocious right now, let's just say we want to look at his wares. I have some very special items a man will, you will surely be interested in. He shows you his wares. So he sells Shade of Evening. So Shade of Evening is what the Warlocks of Karth drink. It gives them magical powers of foresight and such stuff, and it dyes their lips blue. There you go, Shade of Evening right there. It's a thick blue wine peculiar to the Warlocks of Karth. Cool. Or we can go for... This ruby looks interesting. Melisandre's Ruby. Okay. God knows what that does. Or we've got... glass candles. Oh, wow. Okay. This seems very cool. I do like the idea of getting lots of different magical stuff. We obviously can't afford any of them, but we'll have to remember this for the future. Hopefully we can do this, every now and again, come and visit this old dude again. There's nothing of interest for me to buy. It just sells various magical wares. Interesting. Now, you've got to remember, this world doesn't yet have magic. Oh, actually, it might, because there's 3 dragons alive. I wonder if magic has returned yet. How do we even check? I know how we check. While you're working, Master Robert bursts into your study. My lord, you've been up all night again. I know how you feel. It will be in your best interest to not work so hard, lest you collapse from exhaustion. The realm never rests, and neither shall I. We will keep our... Oh, there's a chance of gaining diligent. Oh, shit, okay. So, I think if you get this event, you're already diligent, and you're trying this one, you will lose it. No, please gain diligent. Nice. Nailed it. And we didn't get stressed. That's fantastic. Look at this guy now. 1828. He was a great character. Obviously, we loaded into a fantastic character here just to start off with. Cameron Valane doesn't really work. I mean, that's not a very Valyrian name, is it? So, I wanted to check whether or not magic had come back to the world. So, when the last of the dragons die, magic leaves the world. That means that the wizard's magic is weaker. That means that certain magical artifacts just straight up don't work, like glass candles, for example. So, the easiest way to check whether or not there is magic in the world is find someone with a glass candle and hover over it. Oh, so look at the top one. The power of magic has not yet faded is ticked, which means magic is in the world. So you get magic back to the world after 3 dragons return. So essentially, magic comes back with Daenerys. They say that in the books, and they say that in the show as well, that magic gets stronger with their dragons around. That's awesome. So that means that we could potentially join something like the Cult of the Starry Wisdom if we wanted to, and start messing around with shadow magic and blood magic, or we could go for the Alchemist Guild and try and unlock rare elixirs there at the very, very top. One of the only ways in the Game of Thrones mod to get immortality. So, we can't have another series of immortality, can we? But that is something to bear in mind for the future. I want to see what else we can get on this. Is that the end of our little sneaking out tour? It's very cool that we can do things like that. Viserys now known as the Orange. What does that mean? Why is she orange? Lustful? Kind? Duelist? I have no idea why she's known the Orange, but there we go. I'll have to look up what causes that in the future. So we do have Dawn back as part of the... Or I say back as part, but as part of the Storm Throne now. Which originally, obviously, the Vale, Trident, Westerlands, Reach, and Stormlands. That's now incorporated into it. Wouldn't surprise me if he also goes to war very, very soon for the North as well. Who are they at war? Oh, God. Oh. You think they'd have told us about this, huh? The White Walkers are here. Okay, White Walkers of Winter, there they are. Obviously very powerful. This guy's apparently also a wildling as well. Worth pointing out they're a wildling walker. Or was it like one of Craster's sons, perhaps? Either way, they're attacking... they're defending against King Rob. So he actually launched the war against him to try and stop them early, the War for the Dawn. 15% in favor of King Rob the Young Wolf. Wouldn't that be awesome if Robb Stark stopped, what was actually turned out to be Azor Ahai, managed to stop the White Walkers here? Fuck Jon Snow. Craster's Keep actually is still surviving. They've not quite been wiped out there. It's fairly impressive. Craster died, and she's now widowed and very upset about her husband, father, which has died very tragically. Anyway, let's move on. That's some Targaryen shit. We don't need to worry about all this inbreed and whatnot. Is that the end of the event chain? It is kind of cool though, that we do have the opportunity to buy more magical items, especially in a time when, that's what we're after. Wife Valyria is pregnant. Especially during a time when magic is returned, because we've not played a Game of Thrones mod besides the Top Box Buff one, where magic is sort of present, and that's because it's a Shire. A Shire is always kind of a bit magical, but being able to play as a Westerosi Lord, well, at least for the first part of the campaign here, before we, piss off to Valyria, that's going to be interesting. That actually might give us some of the power that we've been looking for, even though we've only got two counties here. That might give us a sort of foot in the door. This pregnancy has made my wife Vaena a lot more talkative. Oh, more talkative and cheerful than usual. Normally, it's like, oh, I'm super attracted to her now, or whatever like that. Oh, it's this event. Right, got it. Secluded rest, giving her health, or we get prolixity. I don't know what that is. Let's let that, look, have some rest, okay? We haven't got any other heirs. The house is teetering on full-blown extinction here with one living member. If you could maybe have Babby formed. At first, Vaena struggled to rest properly in a dark room, but after I had a brilliant idea of bartending stories from outside, the experience has become a lot more bearable. And she's learning a lot too. Well, that's always good to know. What is she? She's like a spy master, I would assume, seeing as she is, oh god, our second wife, Viserys the Orange, also pregnant there. It was that night out. It really did wonders for him, huh? When can we do that again? I need to... That was special interest, wasn't it? Hopefully that will come up again as soon as possible. Now, another thing that's added by... I believe that's the additional buildings mod that lets us go out on the town and things like that. So we can also look for minerals as well. So that we need a personal wealth of 175 for prospecting parties. We must not be slothful, arbitrary gardener, or zealous gardener, because I guess you don't want to destroy nature by digging up forests and shit. That might be something worth doing. That allows us to build mines in our particular provinces, so we can build like coal mines, diamond mines, whatever, and maybe make a decent amount of gold out of that as well. Kind of similar to the system that's in the Outer Kings, actually. You can have your steward prospect, and then occasionally get like ebony deposits or whatever. It is good tradition to have some gossips around a pregnant woman in order to keep her calm and distracted from the tribulations of this delicate time in her life, lest her become a hysteric. You women, there we go. Let's get her. What was that? Maids. Hang on, let's take a look here. Let's go to rest. Yeah, pregnancy resting. Okay, we'll just go for the highest health possible, because since Holy Fury, with all that... Was it Holy Fury that added the pregnancy flavor events? I mean, I'll be honest, women seem to drop down dead. I mean, it was the medieval times, and obviously it's a very stressful thing. She nailed it. Markello. Oh my god, she did not nail it at all. She's a failure. Markello. Named after our character's father, Markello Valane there. Valane? What do they call him? Valane, I think? Okay, well that's garbage. You're going to be called... I mean, Markel. I've got to think of a naming scheme for this time around. So last time we had storms. In the previous Series B, we had rocks or various amounts of stones. We should go for this time. But different types of fire, seeing as we're Valyrian. You're going to be called Inferno. You're going to be called Inferno Valane. That sounds like you could be Valyrian. Maybe a little more... how can I make that sound a bit more Valyrian? Perfect. Done. That's all it took. And now it looks like a legitimate name that could be straight out of Game of Thrones. Just took another A in there. Okay, kid. You're garbage. I really don't want you to inherit anything, to be honest with you. But with a face like that, I mean, you're going to struggle. Let's be honest here. Even if we don't pick struggle, this kid is going to struggle regardless. We might as well just encourage it. Can we not change him to heritage and then have his mother just educate him and then he becomes High Valyrian? I don't know that would work. I don't think that would work. God damn it, we can give it a go. He's a throwaway kid anyway, right? He's ugly. He's by throwaway, I mean throwaway into the ocean, preferably. Let's go for focus on heritage, then. Guardian's religion and culture. Well, she's Valyrian as well, right? Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. And then we assign her the guardian of, or not. We assign her the, or not, excuse me. Oh, probably because she's High Valyrian, we can't actually do that. So we'd probably just ruin this kid, is what you're telling me. No, there are High Valyrians. We can, no, that is his, what? That's definitely his mother right there. I don't know what the hell the deal with that was then. Okay, choose focus. You will be, like I said, struggle, because you're going to struggle regardless. You want me to help you back a plot, God King Boris, Our distant cousin, our friend, wants us to back a plot to fabricate the treason of Sir Osmond. Of course. Absolutely we'll do that, my king. 100%. I was going to suggest it myself, to be honest with you. So there may be some messed up traits as well. If you notice any messed up traits, don't worry about it too much. It's just where I've had to set up this scenario. It's been a little bit screwed up. And then from our second wife, we had the daughter, Saylassa. I mean, you're also garbage. We're going to call you Ember, but again, we got to make you look Valyrian. So, perfect. Absolutely nailed it straight off the bat there. You're going to be called Ember because you're garbage, and you're probably going to fizzle out like embers when I throw you straight into the ocean. You guys are reading what I'm reading. Hang on a minute. Okay, fucking thrift, whatever. Cameron Valane, I've decided to bestow upon you the title of Warden of the North. This is us, by the way. This is us right here, Summerhall, Warden of the North. Thank you. Appreciate that one. You are hereby charged with the defense of the North. In any event of foreign threat. Yours, God King Boris, God King of the Andals, the Roynar, and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm. Lord of technically the Six Kingdoms right now, because obviously he doesn't have the North. Oh god, they took the gift. Oh my god, are they winning? No, I'm sending favor. Oh my god, they're actually pushing him back. Wow. They're fighting two wars at once, and they're winning both. This could be a major problem. I've not seen the White Walkers this powerful before. 64,000 men. And they're launched another invasion, and they've taken the gift, so they've started taking parts of the Night's Watch. Interesting. Or more specifically, it's become a snow ruin. That's cool, because we never actually saw the White Walkers when we were playing as God King Boris. This is a nice little threat we've got marching on us. Thank you. Warden of the North. Just what I was hoping for. Not like some extra land, maybe a duchy level title or anything. No, you're going to give us, put us in charge of the defense with our 835 men of defending the entirety of the Storm Throne. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Right, what do we want to go for then? Improve our combat ability actually might be a great idea. Have 5 children also a great idea because our children are garbage right now. We have no congenital traits, but our wife has genius and strong. One thing I forgot to mention last episode, by the way, is we are playing with the enhanced genetics mod or the improved genetics mod. We played that briefly in series... What did we play that in? I don't remember in hindsight. Was it the Game of Thrones one we played that in? I don't think it was. But either way, how this works, for those of you who haven't seen it, is that there are recessive and dominant genes. So what that means is if your children are born and they are born to a parent who happens to be genius or strong, but they themselves aren't genius and strong, they might have inherited a sort of hidden gene which they could then pass down to their descendants, which could then manifest as strong or genius. It's basic Punnett square system. It's up on the wiki page if you're interested in that. But it's kind of a cool little system that I will be honest with you, does kind of encourage inbreeding, huh? Because inbreeding just works the way it is in the base game. It's like if 2 parents are inbred or if they're related, your kid's going to come out inbred. But there's not a higher chance of gaining traits. It's just the base game sort of flat 30%, 30%. Whereas this, if you have 50 ancestors all with genius, your chance of becoming genius is going to be very, very high. In the base game, if you have 50 ancestors all with genius, both your parents are genius, it's still the base, like, 27% to be genius or something like that, and that will not change. So that I do like the system a lot more for that regard. It rewards you for generations of sort of careful breeding and good marriages and things like that. My lord, we have received a decree from God King Boris and King's Landing. The God King has signed a law granting extensive powers and freedoms of the faith to the High Septum. According to the reports, this was done in exchange for cancelling the Storm Throne's debt to the faith. Oh, no way. God King Boris, you have it all. You have your reform religion that is getting worse every time we load into the save game. Oh, God. So how this is supposed to work is when you pick... I talked about this briefly last series. When you pick one of the reforms that we chose, which was Faith of the Seven, it adds the Faith of the Seven gods onto your gods list as well. Unfortunately, as you can see here, not really working as intended. In fact, it's got worse. It's now added it Monsoon, the Father, the Mother, the Warrior, the Men. It's added it like 5 times over. I hope that doesn't get worse, but like every time we load into the save game, it just adds another 7 gods onto the end. Hey, she's pregnant again. Okay, round 2. We can actually try again for a not-so-shitty heir. So I did mention last time, what we want to do, as soon as we can, we want to flip over to the scholarship focus, because right now we're on crowsing. That's obviously garbage. There we go. We can do it absolutely right now. Get into the Citadel as early as possible and really start building up our own skill set so that we stop being such a useless shit of a character. We should also probably start fabricating claims on whatever our duchies. What is that, Summerfield? Oh man, someone owns it. House Zool. House Zool own it. And they have Thornton and Grandview. Right, okay, in that case, Justicia Jared, garbage. Not pro-Jared. Let's go for... I mean, Viseria the Orange is also not a pro-diplomat either. Okay, let's hire a new diplomat. Or see if we can invite someone to our court as a diplomat. Being Valyrian, there might be some people willing to join us here. Because obviously there aren't many Valyrians that can join us. Join court, yes. Okay, can women join our council? That's my question. How do we know what the council laws are set by? Well, a quick way to find out is probably click the appoint button. She's our wife, so she doesn't count. Looks like it is just mostly men, though. In that case, let's go ahead and hire Oris, Regent of Kilios. He's fantastic. Honorable, brave, ambitious, charitable, great guy all around. Bring him on board. Because the Valyrians don't really have anywhere to go, because, you know, their entire realm is essentially a big old blown-up ruin, then they're more than willing to join us. Incredible. Right, so, Justicia, swap you out for Oris, and let's go. Oris gets to fabricate claims, and we want to go for, I guess we're just fabricating on Thornton, because that's where the current ducal lord is, right? So he's going to get claims on, hopefully, both of that, and maybe the entire duchy as well. That'd be incredible, like upgrading to a duke, because that unlocks so many more options that you don't have playing this account. Even, like, certain events, certain ambitions, but more to the point, we can, like, pick a crown focus and actually start building up a decent amount of economy, too. To all the subjects of God, King Boris, says everybody, by the way, the inheritance of the Kingdom of Vale has been thrown into the question after the death of Lord Paramount Gillian Foghurst, Robert Arryn. God, King Boris. How long did I spend last series revoking all those titles and giving them out to God King vassals for you to now ruin it all? He's put the Lannisters back in control of the Westerlands, who are Faith of the Seven. He's put the Arryns back in control of the Vale, who are Faith of the Seven. It's all falling apart. What about the religion map mode? Okay, so the Gods of the Storm are still obviously ridiculously dominant here. I'm a little bit annoyed, though, that he's sort of undoing all that decent hard work, huh? Grave news. The colony of Summerhall is struggling to feed its people. The land is insufficient to bear food for all, and the conditions have worsened to create a terrible famine. Send supplies. It's going to cost 100 oh, God. Boris, will you provide relief? He's got... Oh, come on. Boris, you must help. Oh, thank you. Okay, sent food and supplies to Summerhall to alleviate the famine. So we'll ensure its survival for now. He doomed us with Summerhall, right? This place fell into ruin, and then he recolonized it. Now we've been basically... Oh, God, stuck with the burden of it. We can't afford to keep this place. If it falls into ruin, we're going to be down to just Hadlow Keep, which is obviously sucked massively. There's not a lot else I can do, unfortunately. I was tempted to make Hadlow Keep the capital. I was sort of comparing the tax of them here, and when you've got a 0 coming in from Summerhall, this might be a better shout. During the meantime, though, a son was born to Lord Cameron the Mutilator and Lady Vaena of Summerhall named Eleno. What are you... Oh, he's a genius. We've done it. Okay. What do you want to call him, then? What's up? I'm trying to think. What's a genius word for fire? We've already wasted Inferno now on this garbage kid. Big old Blaze, of course. Right, how would you spell Blaze in Valyrian? Probably like Blaze. That's close enough, right? Welcome, Blaze Valane. Oh, sorry, wrong one. There we go. See, it is apparently strong because he doesn't look very Valyrian at all there, and that's because of our, you know, strong Durrandon bloodline. Then the whole seed is strong thing. Fine. In that case, you'll be trained in... He's already a genius, so training him in Thrift is kind of a little bit redundant. I mean, Struggle would also be good, but Struggle might ruin Genius. Oh, God. Do you want to play it safe or roll the dice? To be fair, we're going to have to play Tor for a while, like I said, because obviously we don't really have much going for us right now in terms of power, in terms of gold, in terms of wealth. Wealth is the one thing we're going to need, because to colonize, unless I've changed it in the rules, which I don't believe I have, to colonize a province, it costs 1,000 gold. And when you've got... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Many provinces here in Valyria that need colonizing, not including, like, the base game North Valyria as well. It's going to be very, very, very expensive, but obviously it could be one of the most powerful kingdoms ever if we fully rebuild all of this. How are we going to get that much freaking gold? I have no idea. That's going to be super, super expensive. God King Boris has declared the Storm Throne de Jor Ironborn War over the Iron Isles on Iron King Balon. Excellent. Good. So he's trying to basically take back everything that we specifically let independent because it didn't make any sense. Good work, Boris. Well done. Incredible. Great work. It doesn't matter. You know what? If he wants to reunite all 7 kingdoms under himself, that's up to him. He may even head over to Essos as well. It's not unlikely. I've seen Robert Baratheon actually launch wars to try and grab Pentos and things like that. What do you want? Council support. So the heroic Lord Cameron. Of course, we are still on the council of... what is she? She's Master of Whispers for the Storm Throne. She's actually a very impressive character. Look at this. Bright, attractive. A snow bear follows this character around. She's... What the shit am I looking at? She's an Ashai R'hllor snow bear woman who's also a mystic. Authority... She's... Oh. Uh-oh. It took me a while. Hang on. She's Melisandre. This is Melisandre. Melisandre's ruby. Oh, what a shocker. A great ruby gemstone belonging to Melisandre of Ashai. It ornaments a red gold choker that is tighter than any maester's chain. Well, there we go. Give sex appeal plus 10, health plus 1, intrigue plus 3. Why is she not a red priest? Instead, she's got a bear. What a mad world we truly live in. Of course, Melisandre, I'll vote for you. Nice. Okay, so we have some options then. We can, first things first, choose a syncretic faith. I feel like we should do this as soon as possible. So this allows us to basically ally our, or not really ally our faith, but ally ourselves with another faith alongside the Valyrian faith. This is supposed to represent sort of like when Aegon the Conqueror came to Westeros and adopted some of their Westerosi traditions. We will probably go for Westerosi gods just because we are already blooded the Storm gods, so that seems a bit pointless, huh? What do we got? Ebony's... this all seems pointless. Yeah, no, let's not even go this far. Let's just go for Westerosi gods. Seems the safest bet to me. We've got the option to go out. Once again, let's do it. So last time we smelt a necromancer's lair, or sorry, an alchemist's lair, clearly not necromancer's lair, and had the potential to buy some magic stuff. Let's go ahead. These voices sound foreign. See what we can get out of this one then. Oh, another alchemist shop. My god, we seem to be overrun by the fuckers. And I wonder why Summerhall burnt down. In front of you, it's a very small shop. A customer is loudly complaining about the high price, and you can smell the chemical substance a pyromancer would use. Look at his wares. I like the alchemy. I offer you patronage and your own workshop. I want to look at your wares. And then, of course, we'll say nothing, because we absolutely can't afford that shit. Was it like every 2 years? Maybe every year, by the looks of it? It doesn't seem very long, which is obviously great. And I wonder how many different events are associated with that. I think it's just random, you know, which one you get. Let's compose a book. Oh, man, I'm not sure, because if Summerhall falls in ruin, it's only 25 gold, though. Summerhall falls into ruin, this could be a horrible option. But because it takes 10 years to write these goddamn books, I think let's just start it now. Let's start as we mean to go on here. Complexity of war, intricacies of relationships, something on order of the gods. I don't want to do any of these things. Diplomacy or intrigue seem the most appropriate. Can we start, like, embezzling from the Iron Throne? Let's go and see if we can pick a plot here. What can we do? We can rescue Durrandon. We can rescue Osmond Brune. Malia. Man, that sucks. I've got to think of a way to earn some money. It's a shame we... No, we don't want to see our wife dead, thank you. It's a shame we can't embezzle from the treasury of the Iron Throne. Oh, you know why? Probably because they're in a massive civil war. Oh, God. We have received word from the far north of Westeros. The wall has fallen. According to the ragged bands of surviving Black Brothers, swarms of the others defeated the wildlings and overwhelmed the defense of the Night's Watch, breaking the great icy barrier meant to protect the realms of men. May the gods protect us. We have received reports from the far north of Westeros that the wall has fallen to the wildlings. They've attacked the wall in great numbers and overwhelmed the defensive. Lord Commander Corrin Thorpe has taken the survivors south and is trying to galvanize the counterattack. Oh my! What a camp response to such an apocalyptic event. Literal Gotterdammerung. Oh my! What a terrible shame. What are we looking at here then? 88,000 men, huh? What we're looking at here is probably the total and utter annihilation of Westeros. The North... Oh, God, King Boris, what the fuck have you done? So the North are independent. Normally, they're able to fight off the White Walkers because the Iron Throne is in to back them up. However, the Iron Throne's not going to back them up because the North is independent. Right, it could be the King Boris that was Azor Ahai all along. Oh, God, what an epic storyline. Be kind of cooler if we were Azor Ahai, huh? Most valued vassals, I've come to understand that you and the Lords of the Realm are struggling to finance the upkeep of levies committed to the Storm Throne's war. I hereby grant you numerous tax concessions to ease the burden. Thank you, I appreciate that. Are we even helping him out? Does he even have any of our goddamn troops? I mean, yeah, because we are his vassal, right? He's definitely raised our troops, especially as we've got 800 left over. Thank you very much. Tax concessions, though, for us? What has that exactly done for us? Nothing. He's still taking a massive lion share, stag share of the gold going on here. Battle after battle, siege after siege. My good friend King Boris must be tired of the war. My friend has everything under control or some gold. We're not giving gold to King Boris. I think he's got enough. We are his chief general, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're off Marshal the Arms at the Storm. He hasn't made us a commander, though. We've got 28 Marshal, my man. Put me on the centre. Put me in, coach. So King's Landing is going to fall to Balon Greyjoy. It actually is going to fall to Balon Greyjoy. Hey, no offense, King Boris. I know you've probably got it all under control in your mind. Okay, since I came to King's Landing, we've never needed a shortage, or we've never had a shortage of troops, soldiers reinforcing our troops. That's good. And not that it's going to help out. I mean, King's Landing is about to just end up in the shitter, right? Oh, you absolute fool. Why is the... Oh, good God. Boris. Boris, you shitting idiot. Your friend, King Boris Durrandon, has been captured by Lord Iron King Greyjoy, Balon Greyjoy of the Iron Islands, taken to Pike as a prisoner. Well, that's the end of the war then. Good work. Please don't execute the God King. Oh, what's worse is he's obviously a worshipper of the Storm Gods, a literal descendant of the Storm God. These guys, not a big fan of the Storm God, huh? If you look there, evil god names. The Storm God. He's also... What's he's got, like, some Shade of the Evening? What's going on there? Been Dagger, Foam Drinker, Great Kraken. He's got about 500 books as well. He's also an aggressive leader, fearsome war elephant leader. Good God. Sea King. That's awesome. Okay. Well, that's terrible. All we can say is okay to that. Not, oh God, this is horrible. They're going to execute the God King. Well, that's taught him a lesson. The worst part is, that's just massively dealt a blow to the Iron Throne, huh? He's still got enough retinues, though. He actually didn't lose too many troops. So if the North does fall, which it... Jesus Christ, it's falling quickly. If the North does fall, God King Boris may be able to bounce back. We've just got to keep those troops high, my friend. So Robb Stark is now fighting the White Walkers. He's losing, specifically to the White Walkers as well. 33% in favour of the White Walkers of Winter. If only Arya Stark was here... Oh, she's still vanished without a trace, huh? If only Arya Stark was here to jump out of the bushes and knife him. Okay, well, never mind, huh? Guess we won't worry about that one too much. He's got a dog and a wolf. Okay, he's got a direwolf and a dog this time around. Impressive stuff. What artifacts he got? I guess ice? He's got that Blackfish's armor. Oh, cool. He's got his uncle's armor. That's fairly impressive. What happened to ice, then? Oh, it was probably melted down. Yeah, no, of course it would. It would have been melted down by the Lannisters. So who has... Let's take a look at the book. Show me the book. The Valyrian Blades. Right, let's see what we've got. So we've got... Let's take a look here. So Tywin Lannister wields ice. Okay, so no, Lannister just kept ice and never melted it down. Fair enough. God King Boris Durrandon the Stormthrower wields Kraken Fire. That incredible mace that we got. Lord Edric Dane of the Tarantine wields Dawn. That's fairly impressive. Everything else seems more or less the same. Euron Greyjoy wields Valyrian Steel Armor. Okay, he seems more or less the same as what you'd expect, huh? And then you've got a bunch of Dragon Daggers. I think we could do with some Valyrian Steel for ourselves, right? Everyone's got Valyrian Steel besides the goddamn Valyrian guy who worships Valyrian dragons from Valyria. Maybe we should do something about that. And there he is, Tywin the Grey Lion of Castamere. So when I said let's do something about that, I meant that literally. Let's do something about that. We can try and steal ice. I think that's a fairly impressive Valyrian Steel sword. It's one of the largest. It's huge. Ice is an ancestral Valyrian greatsword of House Stark, spell-forged in Valyria a century before Aegon's conquest. Let's grab that. Thank you. I'll be taking that one if you don't mind. Who should be your accomplice? You will begin once preparations are complete. We can take Borys with us because he's our friend. Borys and his dragon? Borys, you owe us this one. Take us on your dragon to Tywin Lannister so we can steal his sword. I would appreciate that a very large amount, my friend. Let's do it. You have arrived at Lord Tywin of the Westerland's capital. As expected, it's heavily guarded. There's a group of guards at the main door, a servant's entrance at the back, and a window near the stables. We can, with our combined might of Borys and Cameron and the dragon, fight our way inside. 72% chance of success with a friggin' dragon. Obviously, it doesn't really take the dragon into account there. Sneak in through the window, 50-50. Everything's 50-50. It's either we're either going to succeed or we're not. So we're obviously going to go with this one. Oh, God. The Great Line of Castamere. So he's actually the Lord of Castamere, then. Very weird. And then his granddaughter or something like that? No, his distant relative is in control of the Westerlands. Failure. The guards start quickly surrounding you. We can run away. 18% chance of being in prison. 27% chance of escaping but being wounded. Or 55% chance of escaping. That's quite a high percent. That's like an 82% chance of escaping. Beg for forgiveness. 15% chance of Lord Cameron the Mutilator being in prison. 22% chance of escaping with... So what is that one? That's an 85% chance. So we've got fight our way out. That one is an 87% chance of success, so we're going to try and run away. We're going to try and run away. There's an 18% chance that we're imprisoned by Lord Tywin Lannister, and our accomplice, God King Boris Durrandon, also is imprisoned by fucking Tywin Lannister. Your friend, God King Boris Durrandon, has been captured by Lord Tywin Lannister of Castamere and taken to Castamere as a prisoner. Well, I apologize, Boris. That was my bad. Okay, don't inform me of such things. That'd be a bit rude. I don't care, actually. No, I'm not really interested in that. I deserve better than to rot in this dank dungeon. I should ask Lord Paramount Tywin for accommodation suitable to my rank. Now, knowing the character Tywin, he's probably just going to drown us. My family deserve better from this. Yes, they do. Mercy is asked for your friend, God King Boris Durrandon. Mercy is asked for your friend, God King Boris Durrandon. Twice over. We're gonna beg him twice. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. It's going to put us in house arrest. Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Tywin. Much appreciated. What about the God King, though? Chance to become depressed? We're not, thank God. Is he also under... He's also under house arrest. I mean, how else would you react? How else would Tywin Lannister react if the God King turned upon his dragon with a Valyrian guy here to steal Eddard Stark's sword. I mean, the whole situation is just completely nuts. Durwald, using his powers of origins, decided to remove you. Oh, remove Jelena from a position on your council. Okay, that's fine. I thought they'd removed us from the Council of the Iron Throne then. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if God King Boris never talks to us again after that goddamn heist. No. Why would I say that? Why would I say something so true that we never wanted to happen? My lord, his grace, God King Boris has taken his last breath. May he repose in peace. Now his heir, Prince Monsoon Durrandon, will take the throne and will rule the Seven Kingdoms henceforth. Goodbye, Boris. Wow, that's a real big loss, huh? Died of food poisoning. Oh yeah, food poisoning. I think Tywin Lannister may have poisoned the God King. And now, God King Monsoon. A strong, genius, playful, fussy, diligent, patient, temperate boy. A lot of characters with that. That might have been the tool I used to set up this scenario, as spawning a lot of super powerful characters. That's okay. I mean, as long as the houses don't go extinct instantly, I think it's fine to have a couple of generations, maybe a little bit more powerful characters, huh? Long live the God King. God King Monsoon, long live his name, absolutely. Hey, any chance you could bust us out, pal? 70 gold. Tywin wants 70 gold to get us out. And we want to build our... Offer to take the black and just disappear. Oh, well, there is no Night's Watch, though, is there? The Night's Watch is gone. We could demand a trial by combat, but Tywin Lannister is out traveling, so we can't do that either. Okay, then. So we're just trapped in this dungeon until we can somehow scrape together 70 gold. We can try and take out a loan from Minor Bank. It's not going to give us enough to make it worthwhile. We're on the scholarship. Oh, good God. This could be bad. Thank you for watching. Next episode, hopefully we'll collect a tithe. No pressure, treasure, or dick on. What's the chance? 3% yearly. Look, we're just going to have to scrape together enough gold to get the hell out of Tywin's prison of all people. How strange. Let's give a shout out to those who are the strangest of all, the insane top tier level patrons. Thank you for your support, by the way. Don't let my words... Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I called you strange. Shout out to Alpha Scuff, Asuna Kirito, Atmosis, Average Gamer 419, Baniel, Blurry Bunny, Sidini, Conspire T, Crazy Pat, Crosis, Danny Good, Donald, Eric B, Facunda Vasquez, Fungus King. Sorry, my list is behind another list. There we go. Gogolus, Harik, Haydock, Jimbo, Josh Lindean, Tesla, Justin Wallace, Caden Carter, Michael Mullen, Muskratful, Nathan Flores, Necrophilin, Pavis Presley, Serthal the Swede, Sorogon, Toby Cruz, Tom Terry 18, Tyler Kendall, Vacuous Backers, and Zazzy 7011. Thank you all for your support. The Insane Tier levels on Patreon. Thank you for making this channel possible in the first place. Hope you guys are enjoying some continued Game of Thrones. We're definitely taking a long break after Game of Thrones after this series. Don't worry about that. Shout out as well to Asaro, Ann in Person, Akari, Andrew Wilson, Arachnid44, Betsmas Max, Sidini, Chris, David Van Diepen, Don, Duncan 2 and 7, Fraser Brennan, Gabriel Faulkner, Gabriel Van Ders, Gaz, GDWK Ron, Genji Zerka Gray, Haji Damar, Hancock, Harry McGowan, Icy the Great, Israel, Jay Lara, James Barnes, Johan DeVries, Jessica Smith, John Holiday, Johnny No, Jordan Campbell, Joseph Beer, Justin Plock, Justin Walters, Lemon Stark, Llewellyn Thomas, Matthew, Nathan Flores, Nathaniel Lindbergh, Nick, Noah Gallimore, Nixie, Pan Samu, Panther Pearl, Smirtworm, The Insane Pickle, Venom Meow, Will Wade, Wolfie, and CK2. Thank you all for your support. It's much appreciated.